Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you today. You know, Albert Einstein said one of the hardest things in the world to understand was the income tax. And that was when the income tax code consisted of only 504 pages. So today it doesn't take an Einstein to understand that the tax code consisting of over 70,000 pages is too large, too cumbersome, too burdensome, and too oppressive to be in the best interest of the average, everyday, hardworking American taxpayer. In addition to the tax burden we are facing as a nation, we are facing record levels of government spending, and our national debt is quickly spiraling out of control. As you know, our yearly federal budget has now approached $4 trillion. Our national debt is $11 trillion and climbing. These numbers are so large it's hard to even comprehend. To put some sort of context to it, that is a number with 12 zeros attached. And it's interesting to note that 1 trillion seconds equals 32,000 years. Which means if we begin right now paying off the $11 trillion national debt with no interest being charged at all at a rate of $1 per second, it will take us 352,000 years just to zero it out. This is insane. And with recent government bailouts and wild pork barrel stimulus spending with no end in sight, our nation is bankrupt. We are in serious danger of losing the free enterprise system, the free market economy, with reasonably low taxes and a limited government that has served to promote freedom, prosperity, individual liberties, and opportunity for all Americans, and having it replaced with a socialist-style big government operation that regulates more aspects of our daily lives, increases our tax burden, spends more, borrows more, and jeopardizes our children's future, and will make all of us more dependent on government for our survival than the hard work, self-reliance, independence, ingenuity that built this great nation and has sustained it through the years. And not only have we Americans built this great nation, we have improved the lives of millions of people in other nations throughout the world with food, humanitarian aid, technology, medicine, education, energy development, and the ability to produce and manufacture goods. And we have also been called on time and time again to come to the rescue of others, saving them from domination and takeover from the likes of the 1940s fascist Italy, Imperial Japan, and Nazi Germany, or the Cold War domination of Communist Soviet Union and their cohorts, or the invading of Kuwait by Iraq. And now we are called upon to defend ourselves from terrorist groups who have vowed to destroy and kill freedom-loving people all over the world. And throughout it all, at the risk of our own peril and with bloodshed, the American people have risen to the challenge with greatness, with goodness, and with generosity, making us different, unique, and special among the nations of the world, for which we should not apologize or ever shrink. So today, having leaders apologizing to Europe for being American, and having American government that spends more and taxes its people at record levels, we have awakened the sleeping giant of the American people once again. and join together in a 21st century Tea Party consisting of real people from all walks of life who feel they are taxed enough already and preparing to take our government back. And to do it, we must rid ourselves of the typical politicians who have made their career avoiding responsibility and accountability. They believe they owe more to elite party insiders, Wall Street special interests, lobbyists, and big dollar donors than to those of us they were sent to represent and serve. And these politicians come through the ranks of political party patronage and learn early that to get along they must go along, not to ask questions, not to rock the boat, and to toe the party line. These typical politicians, when faced with difficult questions on the economy and dangers of spending beyond their means, have sided with their Wall Street special interests, the K Street lobbyists, voting for bailouts and bonuses for everybody but the hard-working American taxpayer who is left to foot the bill. And if you ask these typical politicians who is responsible, as would be typical Democrats blame Republicans and typical Republicans blame Democrats, with the plain truth being that typical politicians from both parties share the blame and are responsible for the shape we're in today. These typical